The next card you have is your current position coming into the month, and you have the Two of Swords. So decision time. The Two of Swords represents a decision that needs to be made. And this is a very big, this is not a, what pants do I wear today, or what shoes do I wear, or what socks. This is, do I go back to the past? Do I move forward? Am I dealing with two people? And do I need to make a decision between the two people? And for some of you, it's you're dealing with the past and the present, and I need to figure out which direction I want to go. So I also feel like the Two of Swords is coming up for a lot of you towards your birthday, just in the fact that it's, you're making, like, you're cutting things out of your life that don't work for you anymore, whether it's, substances or, job changes, or going back to school for some people, regrouping with family, or distancing from family or friends. You get my point. Big decisions coming up. The Two of Swords is only you can make the decision, but it has to be made. Okay. Because at the end of the day, when the Two of Swords is ignored, it comes to a stalemate. It doesn't go away. It says, I'm here to stare you in the face until you have decided to, reconcile the situation. The next card you have is how you're feeling coming into the month, and you have the Magician. And the Magician is an amazing card. This is, look, you have the tools to get what you want and go where you want. You just maybe not sure how to use them. So you're learning to do that on your way. Having this as being how you feel coming into the month is an amazing feeling, because this is talking about anew. This is talking about cutting out things that don't work, cutting out things that don't make sense in your life, cut out things that don't feel good. Again, when did we stop? Or, I'm not just saying you, I'm saying as maybe a society or different angles. When did we stop learning to say no? Or when did we stop feeling comfortable and saying no, and understanding, what was like going with our feelings and going against what other people want doesn't necessarily make us bad. Does that make sense? So for a lot of you, this decision or these decisions coming up, you've been contemplating for a long time. And for some of you, it's because you've been worried about, what does so-and-so think? Or, well, how are they going to feel? Or how is this going to make them feel? But it's not up to, you're not responsible for how other people are going to feel. You're responsible for taking care of yourself and making sure that you're clued in on what you want. So again, this is having the power to create your own destiny. But with that comes extreme responsibility of being kind in situations maybe you don't want to. So nicely cutting somebody out. And again, making decisions that have been maybe long overdue. The next card you have is your distant past, over the past 5-10 years throughout your childhood. And you have the Two of Cups. So whenever I read the distant past card, it talks about things that either you're overcoming, you've overcome, you've been introduced to, that maybe is coming back. The Two of Cups is the, karmic connection, the twin flame card. So this talks about at one point you had the twin flame. The universe is screaming right now, Scorpio, you will find that again. So if you're having a hard time releasing an energy, don't worry so much, because the twin flame card is something you've had before, or the karmic connection. Some people believe you only have one twin flame. I know that Plato said we were all born with 2 heads and 4 arms and 4 legs, and we were split in half and we were meant to find each other. But that's not always the case. And sometimes you can have a soulmate, or a karmic connection, or a twin flame energy that you weren't destined to be with this life, but you were destined to learn lessons from this person. So maybe they're coming back this month, or maybe you've learned those lessons and you've realized that they weren't this person, or maybe you've been longing to find this twin flame energy. And now the universe is saying, hey, you've been looking or thinking about, the you complete me type scenario. Maybe that's what's headed your way. The next card you have is your immediate past, over the past few weeks, past month or two. And you have the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is a go-getter, somebody who's not afraid to get their feet wet and keep on going. The Knight of Wands is an emerging energy, very magnetic, very energetic, daring, ready to move towards something exciting, something good. So you're just ready, Scorpio. You're ready for a fresh start. You're ready for a fresh start in all aspects of your life. I don't feel like a lot of you are just holding out for one scenario. Now, some of you may be like, okay, I miss my past, or some of you may be, forget my past. I'm completely done with my past. But the Knight of Wands is, I'm raring to go in whatever direction feels good, whatever direction I'm supposed to go. This is being in control of your passions, knowing who, where, what, anything that's going to come into your life or emerge. And this is talking about being fearless and, having confidence to develop what it is you want. So again, the Knight of Wands is very prevalent in the fact that, Scorpio, you're ready to go. The biggest question is, where am I going? Or what direction am I going? That's where the decision needs to be made. Past, present, future, what direction are you going? Doesn't matter. You're excited about it. You have the tools to manifest what you want. But really it comes down to, all right, Scorpio, this pent up energy, this vibe that you've had of, let's make this next year amazing, or this, birthday year, this new year of my birth. That sounded weird, but you know what I mean? This birthday time for you, something new with new goals and new excitement. And there's some pretty heavy stuff that you've been wanting to do or release or take control of, or whatever direction you're going. And you've had a lot of pent up frustration or energy. And now is the time to just, grin and bear it. Happy or not happy, put a smile on your face, get some, somebody once told me, you could be having a bad day, but it doesn't matter. Like, put your shoes on and get out there. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months, and you have the Eight of Pentacles. So a lot going on for you, Scorpio. Maybe you're working on finances, a career, something here. This is kind of my head in the sand card, because the Eight of Pentacles is work, 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 work. This is determination and heading in a certain direction. Now, the Eight of Pentacles talks about not exercising the Two of Cups type energy, not exercising a love type vibe necessarily. Now, could be that you're putting work into that aspect. Maybe you're getting fit, or changing your hairstyle, or you're working on emotions or physical or mental or spiritual well-being, and then you're ready to get out there and raring to go. But the Eight of Pentacles is, you're aware that whatever direction you're going takes work, that it's going to be, things don't just necessarily fall in your lap. Sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't. And the Eight of Pentacles is saying, look, I'll work for what I want. But when I talk about the ostrich with the head in the sand, this also says when you're feeling kind of like, all right, let's back off love, or let's back off heavy decisions. You do kind of feel like, all right, when I'm spent, I'm spent. And that may be something that you have needed to learn, that you're not here to please everybody on the planet. You're not here to please, you're not always going to make everybody happy. Whatever decisions you make are not always going to get the outcome that you're hoping for. But the Eight of Pentacles is talking about understanding your limits, okay? Understanding when, if you are trying to meet people, or people are interested in meeting you, you're going to take your break when you need to take your break. Or you're going to be like, all right, well, I've been trying to meet people or been dating, and it's feeling frustrating or overwhelming. So therefore I'm going to simmer down a little bit. The next card you have is your immediate future over the next few months. Over the next month throughout November. I'm getting distant past, future, all of this going on. The Eight of Wands, though, talks about a quick, fast, this is a message from afar coming in very quickly, okay? Because the Eight of Wands is almost a forced movement. Somebody's coming in, or somebody's sending a message, somebody who you may not have talked to in a long time. Could be family, friend, or foe, could be, an ex-lover, an ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, you name it. But the Eight of Wands is definitely saying, hey, I'm here. So it's going to be something abrupt that comes in that you're kind of like, really? Some of you may not have even thought that this person would have any forward momentum towards you. This is sending you an opportunity to move forward. And for a lot of you, it's going to be with ease. It'll be accepting an apology or vice versa, closing a chapter out and understanding that you're getting your closure. So basically everything is on the table and hopefully luck is on your side. So this is talking about, now is the time and move forward in the direction that you want to go. But there's going to be somebody or something, some news or something that comes in that pushes you in one direction and you finally make maybe that decision you've been dwelling on. The next card you have is anything tangible coming throughout the month. And you have the Emperor, which is the Aries card. So you could be dealing with Aries or have Aries placement in your chart. But the Emperor is traditional. This is a card of stability. This is what you're developing and where you're, this is where you're kind of choosing to move into this control aspect. The Emperor is taking control of your life. This is talking about, learning lessons and then not getting walked on, okay? Taking steps forward, whether it pisses people off or whether it doesn't piss people off, it doesn't matter. That's what I was talking about before in the aspect of, why, like, some of you are very worried about who thinks about what decision you're going to make, or, maybe you're pissing off an ex or their family or whatever. It's not about them. It's about the stability and how you okay? Bless you. My cat just sneezed really funky. It's about you being in control of your own destiny, your own life with this Magician card, with this, encouragement to move forward, messages coming in. So just again, there's something very strong in this, kindness, in this grin and bear it. Eventually you'll grin wholeheartedly because it feels fabulous. Right now, it may be tapered waters where you're grinning to bear it, but it's not going to last long, Scorpio. You'll figure it out. The next card you have is how you're feeling throughout the month. You have the Knight of Swords. So yeah, you've got somebody, and maybe it's a few somebodies or a few different things that you're dealing with that you have, you want to talk to, or you have some concerns with, or you want to have conversations with. The Knight of Swords is somebody who's a little hostile, somebody who's a little confrontational. Now, again, this is mentally how you're feeling. This is, physically, tangibly what's coming towards you, which is you taking control of your life. The Knight of Swords, is you maybe saying things that you need to say that people haven't wanted to hear, or haven't wanted to listen to. And you're like, look, if you want back in my life, or you want anything to do with me, you're going to have to listen to the nitty gritty. You're going to have to hear it, and you're going to have to understand it. Or they can just walk away and choose not to. But you've kind of got your mind made up that, you're done with whatever bullshit somebody's been bringing towards you. And again, I feel like for some of you, it's a few somebodies. Like maybe it's your, an ex and their family, or an ex and your family, or whatever the case may be. It feels like there's other people involved, not necessarily like a third party cheating situation, more of like people are pushing you in one direction, other people in the other direction. You're like, hey, you know what? I know what's good for me. So stop. The next card you have is the Five of Swords. Now, this is how your hopes and fears for the outcome. This is like how what you're worried about combined with, feeling hope and also figuring out what's going to, status quo the outcome, so to speak. The Five of Swords is defeat. It's dishonor. It's fear of victory. So if you have somebody coming back from the past, your biggest fear right here is that you will be back on that hamster wheel, doing the same thing over and over and over. And you're just not wanting to get back on that hamster wheel unless you have some sort of, well, no, you're not, hey, I'll meet you at the watering bowl. I'll meet you at the food dish. I'm not getting back on that wheel, because the Five of Swords talks about being worried that you're going to end up in that endless cycle again. And you're going to make it very clear with somebody, or your choice is going to propel somebody to come in and be like, you don't want anything to do with me, Scorpio. You don't ever want to talk to me. You're not even going to answer my text or my call or my message or anything. Which again, you're going to be like, well, you gaslighted me before, or you ghosted, or you have narcissistic qualities. Now, cross-watchers, this can be reversed, so keep that in mind. Please do not get irritated with Scorpio in the comments. This is their read, but again, it can be vice versa. All right, so, even Steven, this is not about, hey, I showed up and I said, hey, how's it going? And you're supposed to take the reins and go from there. No, Scorpio, You're done with that. You're the magician. You can manifest past, present, future, you name it. Now, you do need to rest and relax with whatever's coming on. There is going to be somebody from the past approaching you. And the biggest thing is the Four of Swords talks about a truce, okay? But it talks about recuperating from the past. A lot of you have already recuperated, but this is going to be extremely almost anxiety building, but not in a negative way. Just for some of you, you haven't talked to this person in forever. You thought there was no way you would hear from them again. But guess what? Hey, they're like, boo, what's going on? Because then you have the Six of Cups here. Okay. So you've got manifesting what you want. You've got the Twin Flame card. And then you have the Six of Cups here. And here you've got this, grin and bear it. Be kind. Like, fake it till you make it. Although I don't necessarily always believe in that mantra, but a lot of people do. This very much talks about circling back around. The Six of Cups talks about, this is the ultimate reconciliation card. The Six of Cups talks about nostalgia, looking back, memories, fondness, trying to get past the bitter or the gritty or the feeling of, torment that somebody's put you through or that you guys put each other through, and coming back to find the solutions. Because you have the Sun card here, which often talks about Leo. But the Sun card is solutions. It's seeing things clearly. The Twin Flame card of you thinking, well, I once thought that they were my twin flame. Maybe the universe is saying that there is a possibility that they are, or there is the possibility there is a very soulmate connection here with the Six of Cups, the Sun card, the two magicians. And then here you have that Eight of Pentacles that I talked about, knowing that it requires work to make things happen or to come back together and, be the best that you can be, and they're being the best. It's almost as if you both want this, because you have the Double Magician, which is again talking about having the tools, or having the tools, but not sure how to use them, not sure how to get what you want. But in reality, you're both manifesting each other. Therefore, it's happening. I mean, again, you have the ultimate reconciliation card, and then your Twin Flame card from the past. Somebody's coming back. A twin flame perhaps is coming back. Then you have Blackberry Dragon. Okay. And the keyword is timing. Okay. I think that's very, very fitting here, because it is all about time. It is all about that connection. It is all about the twin flame type energy. And so, I mean, this talks about, timing coming in and understanding that every problem can be solved. Okay. It just takes time, and every problem can be solved in different scenarios or different time frames. So whether it's new, old, whether it was an argument, whether it was whatever it is that's holding you back, when the time is right, you'll know it. And Scorpio, for some of you, the time is right now. And some of you are going, oh God, I don't even want to, but I mean, I don't sugarcoat things, and you're going to have to make the decision. If you want this person back, or if you truly love them, thought they were this, soulmate connection for you, and you have this reconciliation card here, then go for it. If you're absolutely fortified against this, will never happen, can never happen, couldn't even imagine it, would never, then there's your answer. Cut ties, make that decision. The more you dwell on it, the more you give yourself the out or the in or the excuse or the reason, or you get my point.